while I have quiet time, I'm going to go ahead and do 5 and 6 tonight, because it's not very often I get the house quiet and I get a chance to, so I'm going to take advantage of it while I got it. And I don't like having to wait a week in between each session of reading, just because I'm ready to kind of get this whole story out there and talk about it. You know, a lot of people don't like bringing up the past and don't like talking about the past. I feel that there's healing and letting go of it. It's my opinion. Fixing to go on to 5 and 6. Let's see. Okay. 5 is called Prison Saved Me. Sorry. I didn't walk into that courtroom thinking I'd walk out with 4 years hanging around my neck. I thought maybe probation, a slap on the wrist, but the judge didn't flinch. He looked right at me, skin and bones, bruised ego, dead eyes, and said, "I never want to see you in this courtroom again." 4 years, just like that. I wasn't even 19. You ever get hit so hard with reality that you forget how to breathe? That was me. Sinking, silent, and numb. I wasn't scared of prison. I was scared of being alive. Scared that this is what the rest of my life was going to look like. Chained up, boxed in, forgotten, becoming my parents, in and out of prison. Was this it? Had I become exactly what I had been told I would my entire life? A nobody, a drug addict with a record. And then something weird happened. Something divine. Tragic, I don't know, but prison, this hellhole wrapped in razor wire, saved me. I was the youngest one in there, a teenage girl in a death row level facility with women who'd seen and done and survived things that would make demons weep. There weren't mean girls from high school. These were lifers, life takers, the lost souls just like me. I had seen and heard things that would haunt people's dreams for the rest of their lives there, and they didn't care about my sob story. I got beat once. My mouth always wrote checks that my body couldn't cash. That was the day I learned silence in this place was power. And reading. Reading could be freedom. So I read everything. I took GED classes. I sat through church even when I wasn't sure God was listening. I cleaned toilets. I scrubbed walls. I kept my head down and my hopes up. I didn't want to be one of them. I wanted to be someone else. I wanted something more. I was going to prove to all of the people that never believed in me and told me I was worthless that I could change. You know what's funny? That year behind bars was the first time I had ever felt in control. No meth, no whiskey, no running, just me, my thoughts, 4 cinder block walls, daring me to prove I could do more than what I had been doing. My parole came up. I was ready. I had clawed my way out of the fog. And when they said yes, it felt like God had cracked that prison door open himself. I went home a different person, scared but determined. I was done running. I was done destroying myself just to feel something. I was going to try this whole living thing, even if I had to fake it at first. When I stepped off the bus in Mississippi, Mississippi never looked so much like salvation. And that was chapter 5. Chapter 6 is I walked out a new person. Parole wasn't freedom. It was conditional hope with monthly visits and money orders. But I didn't care. I was out, breathing real air, seeing the real sky. Mississippi had never looked so green, so open, so full of second chances. I had a plan for once. A man, somehow. The same guy I had been seeing before I got locked up. Yeah, he waited. Don't ask me why. Maybe he saw something in me I didn't. Or maybe he was just as lost and figured we'd try and be found together. Either way, he was there. I needed that. A soft place to land. Even if it had history. My parole officer hooked me up with a waitress job at a local restaurant. I hadn't worked a real shift in a day in my life, but I was eager to do something. Stacked my money, paid my dues, to be normal, whatever that meant. For a while I was. Bills got paid, I had a car, a driver's license, I had gotten my GED, a roof that didn't belong to my last hookup. I even smiled, like real smiles, not just don't kill me ones. I was alive, I was free, I was clean. 1 year sober and holding on with both hands. Then I missed a period. I know life's funny like that. A pregnancy test confirmed that what my gut had already knew. I was going to be a mom. Me, the girl who'd lived in a haze of drug and violence and shame, was about to bring a whole person into this world. I was so scared, but at the same time, it was the best feeling in the world. I could show my baby what a true mom was, and instead of panicking, I felt calm. Terrified, but calm. Maybe this was the moment God had been pushing me towards all along. A tiny life, a clean slate, something pure to protect, something that was mine. My boyfriend was over the moon. We started planning, dreaming, even talking about marriage. I didn't believe in fairy tales anymore, but I did believe in trying, and that was enough for me. Then he came, the most beautiful thing I had ever laid my eyes on. And I did that. Me, the messed up person that had got it all wrong her whole life, had created the most perfect, amazing little boy. I had never truly knew what it was to love until I looked into his face. Meanwhile, my mom was still drinking a lot. I was scared of that pattern creeping back into my life. Scared for my child who'd grow up in the same scenes etched into their memory. So I told her, if you want to be in his life, the bottle goes. She stopped, just like that. For the first time, she chose me. She chose my child. She stayed sober. She became my teammate, my village. I didn't trust it at first, but I needed it. Then we got married. Not a royal wedding, no glass slippers, but it was real. And when my stepdad walked me down the aisle and cried as he let go of my arm, it felt like maybe, just maybe, I was rewriting my own story after all. So I began the next chapter of my life. Wife, mother, warrior. Tried, hopeful, still haunted, but standing. And that was 6. Maybe tomorrow night I'll do 7 and 8. I'm not sure if I'll have time tomorrow. Maybe sometime this week. But again, thank you for joining and thank you for listening in. Like I said, I'm doing this so I can help people find God. Because if I wasn't too far gone, then nobody is.